We all have to have breakthroughs, because so what happens when we get an agent coming onto our team is that a lot of the times they either haven't seen the success or they don't know what the success looks like. Yeah. And so we get them around people who have been through that same transition. Like, I called one of our agents yesterday to see if she could do a workshop. And I asked her, how much money are you making this year? And she's like, well, I still got a couple months to go, but I've surpassed my goal. And I'm not gonna say her name, but she's made over 150,000, right?
Damn, dude.
What's going to generate the actual results? A lot of it is, I think about what sells and what builds a brand. As a realtor, people want to see the house, people want to hear your voice and see who you are. And so if I can mix all those three together, now when people go online and they open up their phone and they hear my voice, right? Or they see my face and then they see the house and they put all that together. So when I'm doing welcome to the city of Riverside, right? They get to hear and see me, and then there's also a house behind it.
When I got the official, like, yo, we're gonna work with you, I asked them, I was like, hey, what was one of the things that kind of stood out from, me and maybe whoever else you were interviewing? And they were like, there was something you said when we were on the phone and we were trying to figure out the loan stuff. You said, after we close, have a little bit of money so we can have a badass housewarming party. What up, Rob? Thanks for joining, man. Thanks for coming to the J-Tech HQ, man.
Bro, thanks for having me. This thing is freaking amazing, dude. Love it here, man.
Dude, thank you, man. You have a space of your own too, and it's nice hearing feedback like that from. I feel like the space that you created for the agents and for yourself and for the team, I don't know, man. I like the vibe that you have, because you have the wood wall, you have the white walls, and then you have this like white and black theme going on. And I kind of just did the same, bro. I went white and black theme. You can't go wrong with it. But I want to just dive in head first, dude, if that's cool with you. I want to get into tactics, and I want to get into just like defining something. And I was wondering if you could do this for me. If you can define what a successful agent has to do today to just start winning.
Right now, for successful agents, the people who are winning are the agents who are less distracted. In a world where we have, people telling you that social media is the way and this is the way, and it's just focusing on what you're really good at. Like we're really good at social media, so that's what we focus on. Now there's people who focus in on social media, but maybe they should just be door knocking. Or they should probably just be cold calling or doing open houses, because they've tried this whole social media thing for 6 months, a year, and they're not really committed to it, but they feel like it's work and it just becomes a distraction, right? So like if you have something that's working for you, yes, build your brand beyond social, and that's important, but also like focus on the main thing. And so thinking about the agent right now, right? We know market shares kind of decrease a little bit. To get some of that back, it's like do the hard stuff. And most agents right now coming post 2020, 2021, where anybody can sell a home, there's just they got used to not doing very much and getting paid for it. And now in 2025, that's totally flipped. You have to do a lot more to get the results that you were getting back then. And so just if I were telling the agent is become less distracted, because I'm talking to myself when I'm saying that as well, but get back to doing the hard stuff, making the phone calls, going on appointments. And if social media is not your thing, like, hey, get away from it. That's probably not the message you were expecting, because we do social all day long, but I've seen a lot of people who could be doing a lot better doing what they were doing before.
That's probably one of the realest answers, to be honest with you, because you shouldn't push something on another person that they're not comfortable with. And I'll give you an example, dude. I've had Zoom calls with over 800 agents in the last year. That's when I launched J-Tech. And what I've learned just speaking agent after agent is that having like systems and having things organized in a certain way isn't for everyone. Yeah. And there's certain agents that are just better by having things all over the place. And
I'm one of those agents.
And so, yeah, what I've learned is that the best advice is to kind of just like get an agent to tailor their own business the way that they want to do their own business. And there's some social media agents, there's some door knockers. So I feel like there's another thing that you said about brand, and I wanted to ask you about that, like to help define the word brand and what it means to an agent. Because when I think of brand, I think of someone that is creating and they can go through different verticals. Like I'll give you an example. Let's say it's a realtor, and the realtor is really into technology and really into Porsches. So when they create, maybe they're going to post a little bit about like real estate, a property that they have for sale or something like that. But then they can also get vertical with it and post about cars, and post about like a new camera that came out or whatever kind of technology they're into too, right? So yeah, I'm curious, like how would you define a brand for a realtor?
So when I'm thinking about building a brand, right, what do I want the consumer to actually see? So when I think about a consumer and I think about what I want them to think of me when they see my content, is somebody who sells homes all the time, right? Somebody who does a lot of new construction, like that's what we push all the time, right? And that's the brand that I've created. I've also created a brand where it's simple. It's not overdone. It's not over edited. It's like, I'm on the camera, I'm in your face 8 times a day, right? And that's the brand that I've created. And now there's people who post 5 times a week or whatever, and that's their brand. But I want people to just know like, hey, this is a regular dude, right? That started doing video. You know, he's a little chubby. He's okay, right? And, you know, that I can go to and feel comfortable with. You see me, this is how I dress all the time, right? I'm not super professional. Like, I don't want somebody to come to me and feel like, is this guy going to take my money, right? The whole suit thing. Like, and some people look at the whole suit thing and they're saying, well, that builds trust. And that's totally fine for them. That's their brand. But for me, I want people to feel comfortable. I've had people reach out to me because they're like, I want to work with the guy with the Nikes.
I like that.
Right. And I'm always wearing Air Force Ones, Jordans, whatever it is. Like, I wear Nikes all the time. I don't wear anything else besides Nikes. You won't see me in Pumas. Oh, and Crocs. I love Crocs, bro. You'll see me in Crocs for sure. I'm a Nikes and Crocs guy. Before I pulled in here, I was wearing Crocs. But that's the brand that I give off. So when somebody wants to work with my team, they know it's going to be a little bit more laid back. It's not going to be super like rigid, right? And then there's people who want to be the suited guy and professional, but that's their brand.
Yeah.
And so you got to find out who you really are, who you want to be. And it's okay to change sometimes too. Like, you know, and Gabe Mendez is a great example of this, and he's going to hate me for saying this. But I've seen his brand adapt over the last like 18 months. He went from being, in my mind, he was like the dancing kind of corny realtor guy, right? And this is like not to we're in the same organization at Realty of America, by the way. So he's my buddy. But his brand went from that to now he's buttoned up, professional, right? He's a sales guy. That's the brand he's now creating, right? And so you can change it. You can change it anytime. I used to have a mullet, right? 2 years ago. And you can become whoever you want online. And that's the beautiful thing. The brand is, you can become whoever you want. I can become a luxury agent in the next 18 months if I so chose to. Am I going to do it? Probably not, right? Because I'm sticking to what I love to do. But you can do that with a brand. So when I think of brand, that's what I think of. Like, who do you want to be, and what perception do you want to give out?
I want to touch on something that you just said, and it's this being okay with joking about yourself, not taking yourself too seriously, not portraying yourself as this like I know it all. Because you have this in your content, and every time I see it and every time it comes up, it pulls me in closer. Like, there was this video that you posted that you were like, agents only go to broker opens to eat the tacos, and you were the one that were eating the tacos or something like that. I was dying when I saw that, man. So can you tell us, like, what is it that gave you this, like, I don't care what other people think about me? I feel like it's that type of mindset. Like, I don't care what people think.
I do care in a sense where, like, I don't want to go outside of my values, right? Like who I am, you know, I'm a believer in Christ, and I want to show that also, that side of it. But I'm a guy who messes around a lot. Yeah. And I also grew up super poor. Like we had what we had, but we grew up like Section 8 until like my stepdad came into the picture. And then it was like, all right, we're kind of like lower middle class, I guess you can say, mostly lower. But like growing up, I remember wearing the same clothes to like high school all the time. I had the same like 5-6 shirts with the Letterman jacket, right? Shorts. And I just didn't really care that much. I had friends who would write down what they wore on a daily basis. So just so they wouldn't wear it that month, right? Like I had friends that particular, and I just didn't care enough, and I wanted to be myself all the time. And I realized that being myself was enough. And I didn't have to pretend to be anybody else, right? When I come in, on video, I have a certain persona. On stage, I have a certain persona. But when I come in, like, it's like we're talking like we're friends forever, bro. Yeah. Right? And that's who I want to be. And so it's not that I don't care, but this is just who I am. I love to joke around, and I love to push buttons too, because I will do that. Like Gabe Mendes, going back to Gabe Mendes, like I'll push his buttons sometimes because nobody does it to him. And I love to do it because I want to see if he's going to be my boy. And he is. And every time he's like, bro, you're crazy. You know? And it's like, yeah, like I just want to see if we're going to be friends.
Are you doing that to your clients too when you're helping people sell a house or buy a house? Are you getting personal on a certain level, or do you keep it professional still? I
do get personal with some people. It depends what kind of vibe they're giving me, right?
Yeah.
Or like what kind of feeling I get when I'm around them. If they're serious and they just like, this is just, they're on a mission, they want to get the job done, then hey, let's just get the job done. And I'll be serious. And then there's other times where I do get into it, and I'm like getting into it with the lender right in front of them and joking around with the inspector. And now I'm trying to make them laugh and feel comfortable, right? And a lot of it was that at the beginning of my career in real estate was the charisma part.
Yeah.
Is people were trusting me because of the charisma part of my, me being joyful and happy. But now it's kind of shifted to now it's more of a, like, I know what the heck I'm doing. And that carries, I don't have to be so, what's the word? Not charismatic. I guess that might be the word.
Yeah, right? I know what you're trying to say. And I think it has to be like that just because the environment can be a little overwhelming for people, whether they're selling a home or buying a home, dealing with all these damn contracts and all these legal stuff. So what I've learned too is that it can be a breath of fresh air for these people when the agent isn't as serious when it comes to just small little things and being playful, but also keeping a professional persona and still knowing the process and being who you should be, but throwing in a joke here and there. Like, I'll give you an example. Someone that's coming today at 1 p.m., past client of mine. And when I got the official, like, yo, we're going to work with you, I asked them, I was like, hey, what was one of the things that kind of stood out from, me and maybe whoever else you were interviewing? And they were like, there was something you said when we were on the phone and we were trying to figure out the loan stuff. You said, after we close, have a little bit of money so we can have a badass housewarming party and I can get a taquero. I said, I'll sponsor the taquero. And they liked that I went a little bit after the actual process. That was one of the reasons why they chose me. I was just really surprised because most of the time I get a little bit out of like a professional standpoint and I get into being a goofy, funny character with some of my clients. And it's quite refreshing, like working with the people they want to work with. And I want to talk about that because when you start building this brand and you start going into creating this persona, this brand, this like what people think about you when they see your videos, I think you get into a business where you attract like-minded individuals. Yeah. And so I want to talk about like maybe cool experiences that you've had in the past that people just hit you up like, yo, I feel like I know you. Or if you have any experiences where like you pull up to a listing appointment or you pull up to a buyer appointment and they're like, oh, what's up, Rob? Just because of your personal brand. I
have quite a bit of stories on that actually. Like my wife always tells me I have like a super recognizable face, right? So I've been at Disneyland and I've had people yell my name, Robert. And I'm like, who's that? And then they're like, I follow you on Instagram. It's like, what? And then, so it's happened at Disneyland quite a bit. Disneyland has been probably the most where I've gotten people just coming up to me. Like, and I'm like, I'm a realtor, bro. Like, what? I had this lady one time, she was coming at me and she's like jogging and she's like bouncing over to me and I'm looking, she's like, Robert. And I'm looking at my wife like, I don't know her. Like, I promise I don't know her. And she's like, I follow you on Instagram. I was like, oh, it's my wife right here. And I've had people come up to me at the Pomona Fair. I just had it at the Arcadia Mall, right? Like we're at the mall and people are like, is this you? And I'm like, I'm a realtor. Yes, that's me. But that's the weirdest thing, right? Like, why is this happening? Yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, you know, you're so chill, blah, all this stuff. And I'm thinking like, this is the craziest thing. Mm-hmm. People in our city will, or this is another one. My, and then I don't put my kids out too much, but I will, right? I'll put them on IG a couple, few times. Somebody came up to my son and my mother-in-law while they were at Target, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Jedi."
No way.
And they looked at her like, "How do you know his name?" They're like, "I follow your dad on Instagram." It was like kind of scary a little bit, right? But also like pretty cool.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, right?
Really cool.
Yeah, so yeah, we've had a lot of experiences like that, or I've had a lot of experiences like that where people come up to me, and even at events in like different states, mm-hmm. they come up to me like, "I've been following you for so long. Your content's crazy. Like my mom sending me your video. Like you should do this video." And just because I decided to do content, 6-7 years ago, like we've been able to build our whole team. We'll do about 200 transactions this year. Wow. Majority of them from social media. Wow. And I've been able to make cool relationships like this all through social.
Yeah, man.
All because I decided to build a brand.
Yeah, that's really underrated. That's really powerful that you're doing numbers like that too. And I think you guys are like top 10 within the Inland Empire, right? Top 6.
Yeah, large team. Inland Empire, we're the number 3 team. A large team. Crazy. So there's like medium and small and like brokers, but large team, that section, we're number 3 in the Inland Empire, number 16th in California.
That's insane, man.
On the side, yeah.
What have you found that's working the best right now for like you, other agents? Is it the branding? Is it only doing home tours? Is it doing head talking videos? What's it now? And what do you think it's going to be in a year from now?
It's crazy because looking at what we've been doing on social, we just do more than most. So like, we see the handsome guys, the pretty ladies online, and they do really well because they look good, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's like Jade, he has 500,000 followers. It's like, yeah, because look at him, right? And then so you look at that, it's like, I don't have that, right? I'm not like, I mean, my mom will tell me I'm good looking. My wife thinks I'm good looking. But besides that, like I have to do more than most.
Yeah. And
also my videos are not as good as your videos or some other creators' videos, right? So I'm a volume guy. So you have to also decide online is like, who are you going to be? And it doesn't really matter. What matters is the results you're generating. So I can be a volume guy. I get around 30 DM leads per month right now.
Nice.
And we generate website leads, calendar leads. So like all together, we generate around 250 leads per month to 300. Nice. It used to be 500 a couple months ago.
What happened? Why did it go down?
Good question. We actually went all in on new construction, and we seen the effects of like, there's only a small pocket of people that actually want new construction.
Interesting.
And so we were talking about this yesterday with Jeff, my partner, right? It's like, I think we got to go back to resale a little bit, bro. Just because it's just different, right? Different option. Like maybe do like a 60-40, 60% new construction, 40% resale out in the Inland Empire. So you also have to test what's working, right? What's going to generate the actual results? A lot of it is I think about what sells and what builds a brand. As a realtor, people want to see the house. People want to hear your voice and see who you are. And so if I can mix all those 3 together, now when people go online and they open up their phone and they hear my voice, right? Or they see my face and then they see the house and they put all that together. So when I'm doing welcome to the city of Riverside, right? They get to hear and see me, and then there's also a house behind it. So that's what's been working for us is not so much studio content, but being out in the wild, we call it, right? Out in the market. And that's what's been working for us. Now, I'm thinking of going back to studio content just a little bit more. It just hadn't worked for the last like 15, 16 months, at least for us.
Yeah.
It's like every time we would do one of those type of videos, it would totally flop. And what I mean by flop, it's not like likes, views, because I don't really care for that. It's interactions. How do I generate interactions? And it was doing the home tours and talking videos there.
Yeah, I have the same experience too. Whenever it's a head talking video, me in the studio, me somewhere with a fancy light and nice equipment, it tends to not do as good as me showing a property or me out in the wild and just like promoting a new listing or anything that's happening.
That Corona listing got 270,000 views, bro. That one that you did, that was insane.
Yeah, it did good. And then the next two videos were me talking about a trust, and then me with Neil talking about the biggest opportunity that's happening right now. And it goes from like 200,000 views to 4,000 views to 2,000 views. And what I've noticed is not all views are created the same.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like 200,000 views, it's great, but I haven't gotten any listings from it. The 2,000 view that I did with Neil, I just got someone to come in to talk to me about his listing because of that opportunity that we just threw out.
That's dope.
So whether you're doing, I don't know, a couple hundred views, 1,000 views, 200,000, they're not all created the same. And I guess what I've learned is just being intentional with some of the content. Because yeah, it's cool to have the viral stuff. It's dope. It makes you feel a certain way. And at least it did for me. Not now, but when I first started to get videos to go out, I was like, hell yeah, man. Like, I'm getting traction. I'm doing this. But at the same time, it does not equal business. And so I think one thing I love about you that I gravitated toward you is you say this, where who cares about the likes? Who cares about the views? It's about the engagement. I mean, you just said it right now. And so like, how are you keeping up with all this? 250 leads a month. It's not only you. You have a team behind you. Can you bring us in on your business?
Yeah.
Like who's helping you? Who has access to what? How are people responding to people? How does that work?
Obviously, we couldn't do this all by myself. I was telling Jesse when I first walked in, like, there's some days where like, shoot, what am I going to do today? Like, oh, maybe go do some videos, or well, I feel like doing a podcast today, right? Like, and so, but we've been able to leverage a lot of this stuff out. So we have VAs who are in our DMs and responding to all comments. So I hardly talk to the consumer ever, really.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, so the consumer never actually hears from myself. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, right? But I want to attract the consumer to our team because I know that my team's going to be able to take care of them better than I can.
Got it.
Why? Because I'm doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
Right. I'm building the team. I'm building the staff. And so when I get somebody that's gonna, want to buy out in Menifee, I can't help them. Mm-hmm. So we have virtual assistants who do all the comments, do all the messaging alongside what we do with JTech, right? So if they don't respond to code and JTech doesn't take care of it, boom, we're there, right? And so they do a lot of that messaging back and forth. And then they get it. Once the lead, they go for the number now right away because we don't do too much back and forth the DMs anymore. We used to do 4 or 5 messages, but we felt like it was just a big fall off. So now we just aggressively ask for phone numbers, get the phone number, it goes to our CRM, and then it gets assigned to an agent. Either gets assigned to an agent or an in-house ISA, which is going to be my personal assistant, right? He'll make the call, or if he can't make the call, he's too busy, then he'll get assigned to one of our top agents. And then they go for the appointment. So I never see these people. I never talk to them. And they get taken care of at a high level. And so we have systems in place to follow up, to send messages out again, do all that through the CRM, and we let it do its thing. And then we'll go in there and follow up and do what we got to do. But besides that's really it, bro, is the virtual assistants, myself, the ISA, the agents, and then I have a full-time editor out in the Philippines. One mistake that we did recently was we were having our virtual assistant in Mexico post for us. We did the VPN, we did everything. Like we thought we had it all down, and still somehow, some way, we're getting views in Mexico.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And we couldn't fix it. I mean, we could ask somebody, but so now I've taken back the posting part. But
they upload it on like Google Drive or Dropbox or something, and then
Google Drive
post it.
Yeah, it's uploaded. The captions are on. Everything's ready to go.
Video's ready.
I just download, and sometimes I have to add a song because I don't really care for the stock song that they probably put on it. Yeah. And then sometimes I have to add the city Rarely do I have to add the city, but sometimes I will. And then the description's already done with text code and everything.
Nice.
So it's just literally just going there and just upload. It's like right now when you were, getting water and all that, I just uploaded a quick video.
Nice.
Because I know that from my phone in the area that I live in, it's going to get the most traction because it always has.
Got it.
Instagram's a little funky. I don't know the science there yet, but I'm still posting those videos. I didn't, we took that delegation away and just brought it back to myself. So I'm posting about 5 or 6 a day right now.
Are you seeing any new trends happening right now on social besides the home tours that a real estate agent or a lender or someone in real estate can actually do and it not flop?
It's so tough because you just don't know, right? Like I follow what I see people doing at a high level and I copy everybody.
Oh, interesting.
So like the video you did of like, check out this, and it got 270,000 views. I looked at that and I was like, I'm going to do the same thing at every house that I go to now. Right. And I'll just have the editor edit it and push it out. And so like, I take those ideas, like, I don't know if you ever seen my videos and I have like my hand and my rings, right? Yeah. I got that from somebody that does Nava Realty out in Texas.
Oh, wow.
The guy would do his skinny hand. And I use my chubby hand. Right. And I'm pointing, and I got that idea from him. And now I do that at every listing. And then I seen somebody that did a selfie video and they do really, really well. And I'm like, I'm going to do one myself. So I have like 7 videos that I'm gonna do at every single house, no matter what, and I just see what works. And if something flops, I don't care because I'm gonna post something else 2 hours later, right? I think right now we went from short 5-second, 7-second clips were working really, really well. So I feel like the longer form stuff now is working. So what I mean by longer form, it's still vertical, but like 1.5 to 2 minutes work really well for us.
Nice.
And those are going to be the full home tour, putting it all together, walking through. This is the kitchen. This is the restroom. You're like, yeah, no, duh, it is. But that's been working for us because you keep them longer. You keep the attention longer. So the people who actually see the full video, it's like almost they're building that relationship with you because they're with you for a longer period of time instead of 5, 6. Like, yes, the 5 to 7 seconds can get you viral, but they're not spending that much time with you compared, to 3 minutes. Some people will watch the whole 3-minute video.
Have you ever met another agent finding success outside of Instagram? Maybe someone on YouTube, someone on LinkedIn.
Right now, TikTok, bro.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is huge right now.
TikTok has been something. By the way, JTech can now integrate with TikTok. You can see your messages in there. But TikTok, I've just been getting agent after agent saying, yo, I'm getting conversations on TikTok. I'm getting traction on TikTok. Is it the same type of content that's winning on Instagram within TikTok, or is it different?
You know what? I don't know TikTok that well. I don't understand it that well. I consume on TikTok. I love watching like people cutting hair, and landscaping is like my thing right now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I love it. Obviously football and all that, but as far as the agent side, there is people who are getting a lot of traction that don't get any traction on IG because it's so random on TikTok that anybody with 200 followers can have a video go crazy and they get traction. Traction. We have a team that's part of Realtor of America with us out in Florida, and they just posted a video that got like 7 million views on TikTok, and then they're getting inundated with leads. They went from like 3,000 followers to like 18,000 followers in a couple of days, and it was all because of a video that they put out on TikTok. And they're just super consistent. And so you're just waiting for that next video to do well, right? So we automate TikTok through Metrical. So we're not really worried about what's going on TikTok. We just post 5-6 times a day, and we look at the DMs or the direct messages. And that's what we do, right? So I don't understand it just yet, but I know there's a huge opportunity on TikTok.
Yeah.
Huge opportunity.
I want to talk about Realty of America.
Yeah.
But I also want to talk about the Cedeno team, because I feel like you have a lot to offer than I feel like majority of all of these big brand brokers that have these huge offices, and majority of them unfortunately might be empty.
Yeah.
And they're not getting a lot of usage out of them. And so I'm hearing lead generation on your team. I'm hearing VA support. You do a meeting once a week. Can you tell us like what it is the Cedeno team has to offer for maybe, I don't know, maybe there's an agent watching this that is curious maybe they want to join. And then also there's probably an agent on here that is thinking about Realty of America.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if you could touch on that too. One
of the biggest things that we focus on is, everybody knows this for our social media, but what we really focus on is skills. Skills pay the bills. And so we're hardcore on calling. We're hardcore on script practicing, right? We're hardcore on building your mindset, right? Like that's like behind the scenes. People just see the social media part, right? And then it's like there's breakthroughs that we have to have. Right. We all have to have breakthroughs because so what happens when we get an agent coming onto our team is that a lot of the times they either haven't seen the success or they don't know what the success looks like.
Yeah.
And so we get them around people who have been through that same transition. Like I called one of our agents yesterday to see if she could do a workshop. And I asked her, how much money are you making this year? And she's like, well, I still got a couple months to go, but I've surpassed my goal. And I'm not going to say her name, but she's made over 150,000, right?
Damn, dude.
And it's like, she's never made six figures probably in her life. And she's
doing it in one of the craziest real estate years too.
In the craziest markets, right?
Yeah.
And she's going to make crazy. $200K this year.
Wow.
And that's with team splits and that's with broker splits. Like,
wow.
And so that's what motivates me is seeing that success of somebody that was a part-time agent, full-time mom type of thing, and is just killing it. And I have story after story, right, of Kevin coming in, and I know I said his name, I wasn't supposed to, but he was bagging groceries, making $32,000 a year full-time at Trader Joe's, and goes and sells 19 homes in 8 months.
What?
19 homes in 8 months. 22-year-old kid.
Social?
They're from social media, from our team.
What?
Yeah, bro. This year, I just sold him my house in Ontario. He's 23 years old, bro.
Wow.
23 years old, and he just follows the playbook. Makes phone calls, does content, but he shows up to all the script classes. He shows up to all the trainings. And so we have something every single day that we run, right? Monday's team meeting. We have scripts Monday, Tuesday scripts. Wednesday is accountability. Wednesday we have scripts. Tuesday we have scripts. Wednesday we also pay another coach for SOI stuff. Friday, we run 3 masterminds that I run with the team, with our group at ROA. And so we're obsessed with building skills.
I love that.
Yeah, and everybody just sees the social media part of it. And so we're able to get people to come in and know what to do when they talk to the consumer, to the client. Because most agents, they can get all the views, they can get all the likes, all the followers. They can get even leads going into the CRM. But if they can't convert somebody, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So that's what we're obsessed about, is building the skills up, right? Creating dogs, creating some dogs. You know what I mean? Like that's what we want. Is people who are going to come in is like, what do I need? What does it take? What do I need to do? And they just freaking do it. And they show up and they show out. And so we have all the training, and we also help them build their own brand. So I don't ever tell anybody on my team, like, you have to fly my flag or Cedeno group, and there's team leads like that, and that's totally fine. And I've been asked why. It's like something that I guarantee you when you come in is that if you do what we tell you that's going to work, and you do it at a high level, you will build a brand. And we have people like Reyes on our team,
right,
who have 95,000 followers.
Crazy brand right there.
And are crushing it, right? When he first joined the team, he had sold like 3 homes in the last like 4 years or something. He joins the team and is just crushing it, making more money than he's ever made.
Crazy, man.
And so on the Realty of America side is we partner up with people who we want to be like.
Interesting.
And so when we made the partnership with Realty of America, we looked at who is the team that we want to emulate, who we want to be like, and it was the San Diego team, right? Chula Vista, they're out there. They close 350 units a year.
Wow.
They do $500 million on the loan side. They have escrow. So like, that's our next step. Right? Like that's what we want to be. That's what we want to do. So we have to surround ourselves with people who are doing that.
Right.
And so if people want to go from selling 5 homes to 30 homes, we can help you do that. If people want to go from selling 32 homes to 103, we did that. Right? We went from 1 year selling 32 homes to 103 homes. How do you do that? We just partnered up with the right people. Mm-hmm. Now we're going from 103 to 164, 164 to 200. We're going to get to 350, right?
That's nuts.
And it's not just like these little things. It's just getting around the right people. And Realty of America has become that vehicle to help us get around the right people. Because we're early on. We're able to have the right conversations. The accountability is there. And I can hold the leaders accountable to saying, hey, you promised me this. I'm going to hold you guys accountable. And they've come through every single time.
Why would an agent choose Realty of America, an online brokerage, over a Century 21, a Remax that has like in-person things? Why would people choose to go with an online brokerage?
Great question. When I think about an online brokerage, is they're focused on tech, right? They're focused on all the digital products that they have, right? They're focused on all that, where the broker model, I do believe, is broken. Come into this class, eat some food, right? We'll go over contracts. They're not really teaching you how to build any skills. They're definitely not teaching you how to build a brand, right? What are they telling you? Go do more open houses, go do more door knocking, more cold calling. It's like, yeah, but how? How do I do this? And every time that I've learned how to do something, it wasn't so much the how, because the how is out there. You can look on YouTube and find anything out, but it's really the who. Who did I get around that was going to actually teach me and hold me accountable to it? And then I went and did it. And then I became that person. And so when you think about a Realty of America, right, it's like and nothing wrong with Century 21 KW if that's your thing, cool, right? But if you think about a market center, a KW, like that's it. That's the access you get. Who's the top dog there? Oh, they're selling 30 homes a year. Well, good for them, right? If I want to sell 30 homes a year and I'm selling 5, then maybe I'm in the right spot.
Right.
But if I get to 30 homes a year and I want to sell 100, how do I do that? Nobody here is actually doing it. The team lead makes $150K a year, maybe, right? Like, are they going to teach me? Probably not, right? It's like, all right, well, who's making $500,000? Who's making $1 million? Like, those are the people I want to be around. And so that gives me opportunity. I've gone to Dallas, I've gone to New Jersey, and I've sat with these people at Realty of America who are doing stuff at a high level. I would never have that opportunity if I was at a Century 21. And I've been at Century 21. I've been at the Remax, right? And it's like, oh no, don't tell them there are secrets. We want to win here. It's like, there's no secrets.
Yeah.
Everything's out there.
I like that about you, man, because every time you have the opportunity to share how it is you're getting business, how it is that you guys are converting leads, bro, no secrets, bro.
Nope.
I saw you go to Circle. I saw you go to different brokerages, be like, yo, this is what I do. And you want to do it at your market, in your city, in your town. This is how I'm doing it. This is how you could do it. And I think it's quite refreshing that someone actually hears from people that are actually doing the thing. There's so many false gurus, and I'm putting like brokers in the category of like false gurus, because they're not actually doing the thing.
Yeah.
And so it's difficult to train someone on, hey, this is how you're holding conversations, when the last conversation you had like that was 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And those conversations are different than today.
Yeah.
So it's cool, man. I really, that was a great answer too, by the way. I love that, bro, because me coming on board with Realty of America, I've always been this like solo flyer. Although I've been at different brokerages, I've always done my own thing. But being around professionals like you, like Monica, like Katrina, like Reyes, like Jet, just seeing all these people that are actually doing how I do my business is cool, man. Because you're with a wolf pack that is like is hunting the exact same way. And I think that's important. Is it for everyone? Probably not. But for the people that are trying to get into the space of brand building and wanting to have, like, I would consider majority of the people that are winning through brand are living an exceptional life. Yeah. And so the haters that they get, the people that are bad mouthing, is because they have a different set of eyeballs. But we got to remember, like, they're an exception. They're living an exceptional life. So they're an exception. So it makes sense why it doesn't really jive with everyone. Not everyone knows about brand. Yeah. And this is cool, man. I want to land the plane, and I want to like end it with just like, what do you see happening in the next year or so in your personal business that you're wanting to do to level up, to get to, it's crazy, bro, to the 300 plus transaction mark? Like, is it more agents coming on board? Is it different lead gen sources? Is it a different system, more VAs? What are you scheming? What are you planning?
It's definitely going to take more agents, more people, right? More of the right people. like you mentioned earlier, one thing I think about is like, we're not for everybody. Everybody's not for us.
Right.
But we want to get the right people on the boat, and it's gonna take a lot of that. As far as lead gen, eventually we will have to look at some type of paid source. We don't know what that looks like. We've built our whole business off organic reach.
Crazy.
And so we've recruited all our agents organically. I don't even know how to run an ad. Never ran an ad. I think I'm banned on Facebook because I did something like 5 years ago that I didn't. They're like, oh, you didn't confirm your identity 5 years ago and now you can't run. I was like, bro, I was probably trying to run a stupid boost or something, right? Yeah. Not nothing bad. I hope you didn't go. Your mind probably went crazy there. But so we don't know how to run an ad, and so it's gonna take a little bit more of adapting, because right now social media is still free.
Yeah. But
I do believe there's gonna be a time, and I know Gary Vee says this. It's like you're gonna have to pay.
Interesting.
You're gonna have to pay to play, and so right now that it's free, I'm still trying to take market share.
Yeah.
It's like, and I heard him say this, and this is crazy to think about. It's like, yeah, like somebody bought, the houses by the beach 30 years ago, and it was a land grab for them, right? Because now it's worth, 10, 20x, 30x of what they bought it, right? But there was a time when they were able to buy it, and it was super cheap. So right now, with the landscape that we have with social media, it's free or it's super cheap. Like right now is a land grab time. How do we get that market share where in 5 years we don't know what it's going to look like? Right. And so I might as well go all in. You were talking about it earlier, right? Like our output just has to be so much more. Mm-hmm. And the reason a lot of people can't build a team that does 200 transactions mostly from social media is that they're not willing to put the output that I'm willing to do. I'm willing to put out 6-7 videos a day.
Crazy.
Right? But that's what I do.
Yeah.
Some will get 900 views, some will get 20,000, 100,000, whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me, because I know that to generate 200 something leads, I know that's what I have to do every single day. So if you're wanting to go all in on your brand, like how hard are you willing to go? Like how serious do you want to take this? Because the people who take it serious right now are the people who are going to be winning in a couple years. And I believe I'm just getting started. This is just the beginning I'm 33 years old, right? Like as long as I can stay healthy, I'm in here for the long run, and my brand is going to be able to carry me. So
thank you, man. Thanks for coming on. I'll leave his Instagram in the description below in case you guys want to connect with him. We also have, you also have an event coming up.
November 13th.
We'll leave it with you sharing a little bit about that, but thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Yeah. November 13th, we're going to have crazy, insane speakers. Make sure you guys get there. J-Tech will be there as a sponsor of the event, and it's just going to be great. Make sure you're there. Ontario Convention Center, November 13th, 10 a.m. Sign up.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, bro.